What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, the host of the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast, and I want to personally invite you to be a featured guest on our show. Our show is all about motivating you, sharing knowledge, having uplifting conversations centered around business, wellness, education, and life. We introduce you to some of the most amazing standout entrepreneurs and influencers that are truly making a positive impact in the world. It is your time to shine, and we are helping you do that. So what I want you to do is just click the link in the description below so that you can be a featured guest on our show. Because guess what? It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow, but on the Tina Ramsey Show. Next on the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast, we have our special featured guest, Jarvis Judah. He is a serial entrepreneur and the founder of Business Course Academy. He has dedicated his life to helping others build successful businesses and also obtain funding. So if you want to know more, tune in this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. EST. It's time to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsey Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast. And today, I know that you've been waiting and anticipating for tonight's special guest. Why? Is because if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner and you've been hoping, wishing, and praying for some help, well, listen, I'm here to tell you that help is on the way. We have a renowned business coach, and he's also helping businesses scale up to 6 figures or more because he has the resources to help you obtain funding. Okay, so without further ado, let's bring on Coach Judah from Business Academy. Yes, Business Coach Academy. Let's bring him on. Welcome to the show.
Hello, what's going on?
Listen, I'm just so excited to have you here because what you're bringing to the table is so much needed today, especially with so many new businesses that's starting, so many first-time entrepreneurs, and we need help. We need help. And to know that you have your Business Course Academy and you have really dedicated your life to helping others build successful businesses. So thank you so much for stopping by the Tina Ramsey Show.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to enjoying myself tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a great time. So what I want you guys to do right now, those of you who are watching right now, I want you to like, follow, share, subscribe. I want you to share. If you are a business owner or if you know any business owner, this is the time for you to share this video to give them the gift of knowledge because we're about to drop some gems on you tonight. With all that being said, we're going to jump right on into this interview because when I have a person like you on, we need to get right into the thick of the thing, right? So thinking about you, Judah, how did you get started when you started your business?
So I guess it will depend on which business you're talking about.
Anyway, any business.
Any business. Mm-hmm. The first thing I did was I sought mentorship. And so I found someone who was doing what I wanted to do, and I went and asked them for advice. And though they wouldn't, like a lot of people get mentorship all messed up. They think mentorship is someone, holding your hand every step of the way. And that's not what that is. They're not your parent. So, you're not a baby. you're a grown adult, so mentorship is more so just, being able to go to someone who's made the mistakes that you don't want to make and has achieved the things that you want to achieve, and being able to ask them certain questions as you hit certain bumps in the road. And so I went to a mentor and asked them advice about starting a business, and I just got started, and I went headstrong. And I was that first company at that time was I was 15 years old, and it was a lawn service. And so that's how I learned entrepreneurship. I hired 2 employees, and I started to make decent money or whatever for a 15-year-old. And I brought my car and all that good stuff or whatever. I had to depend on my
Oh, wow. So to see that this just didn't start for you in adulthood, this started as early as in your teens, and we have business owners that have never been able to hire someone in, and here you are, 15, start your lawn business and hiring 2 employees and buying your own car. Usually teenagers look for their parents to buy them their first car. So not only do you have this information, you have the tangible real life experience of building and growing, and you credit that to having proper mentorship. And let's keep it real, putting in the work, okay? Putting in the work. So if someone right now sitting watching this show or listening in, and they're trying to figure out, okay, I have this talent, I have this skill, and I want to start a business, what suggestion would you give them on how to start a business?
Number one is always going to be seek mentorship. That's going to be the first thing overall for any entrepreneur out there. Go and find somebody that's already been there, done that. It saves you so much trouble. There's no need to, recreate the reel, try to figure out things on your own. Like if it's somebody out there that's already been there, just ask. Like that's the number one thing. Next thing, to understand that just because you're good at baking cakes don't mean you're qualified to own a bakery.
Ooh. Okay, then. That's deep.
A lot of people get it mixed up because I'm talented, that they know business. A perfect example and an easy example to see are like rappers, right? You see musicians, rappers, they do their music and basically they end up getting cheated. They don't have their masters, they don't have any rights and everything like that, and they lose all their intellectual property. It's because they can rap, right?
Yeah.
But they can do music, but they can't do business, and it's music business, right? So they end up getting cheated, losing millions and millions and millions of dollars. Then one day, one of the older rappers be like, "Hey, I made the same mistake, and this is what you could do." Boom, boom, boom. And then they learn how to get their own masters and start their own labels and start, branching out of themselves. So I would say like it's 2 skills that you really need to learn when it comes to building a successful business, and that's marketing and sales. And it ain't word of mouth marketing either. It ain't like people be like, everybody know I do that. I'm like, who is everybody? Because I didn't know. you just told me I didn't know 5 seconds ago. So who is these everybody's you talking about? Everybody know And so marketing and sales. Do somebody know you that you haven't directly talked to outside of your city, outside of your state? Do they know you exist? Have somebody purchase something outside of your city, outside of your state that you sell. Can you pay your rent? Can you pay your light bill, your water bill, your gas, everything or whatever, what the money you make from your business, and still have enough money to put back into that business? A lot of people are unable to generate enough sales to support themselves and their business, and a lot of people are unable to market themselves well enough so that they can actually get the sales, because without marketing, no one knows you exist, so you ain't got nobody to sell to. And without sales, everybody can know you exist, but if you're not converting on them people into customers, then you're not making any money.
You know what? That is the best way of explaining. Just because you're talented, just because you have a skill, that does not necessarily mean that you need to start a business. Maybe you need to be an apprentice, go in on somebody else's bakery and do your skills, because entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And if you notice, say for example, a person do have the skills, and they say, well, I know I don't have the experience. You really, really push towards mentorship. Find out somebody who is in your niche market that's doing what you're doing, that will mentor you so you can avoid the pitfalls that comes along with not knowing certain things. So what I want to do right now is give some love to our virtual studio audience. We have Life on the Road Recruiting said, that's awesome. We have Life on the Road Recruiting also said marketing is key. Yes, it is. He says marketing and sales, because everybody don't know you.
Everybody don't know you, bro.
And we have Multi-Fair Studios in the building. Say good day, good people. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. So you just dropped some gems on us, and we're not even fully into the interview yet. Marketing and sales. And we're not talking about just word of mouth. We're talking about getting you outside of your block radius, your city, your town. And do you have customers? And also to have something tangible so you'll know that you're on the right path with your business or your marketing and sales. If you can pay your utilities, if you can pay your gas, if you can pay your mortgage and all, and then still have some money left over to invest in your business, then you need to keep duplicating and building and getting better and scaling up.
Yes.
Wow. You're welcome. Everybody that's watching, you're welcome. Thank him. Thank Judah. You're welcome. Because he just gave y'all enough that y'all can take that and run with it right now. And we just into it right now. So what do we have to do? I know y'all don't want to do this, but we have to take a commercial break because that's how we pay the bills over here. Okay. That's how we pay the bills. So we're going to show some love to our sponsor, and we'll be back with the amazing Jarvis Judah, the business coach extraordinaire, and helping business owners get their stuff together. So we'll be back in a moment. We want to give a shout out to our CTR Media Network sponsor, Terry Coleman from GlobalKeyCapital.com. Global Key Capital is a lender specialized in customized financing solutions. They pride themselves in being one of the industry's most reliable and proven lending groups. At Global Key Capital, their customers are their number one priority, and they strive to provide all of their clients with competitive pricing, unbeatable customer service, and stress-free processing. If you are looking for your next dream home or investment property, give Terry Coleman a call at 866-325-6267. Again, that number is 866-325-6267. GlobalKeyCapital.com.
Yo, right now I want to give a huge shout out to Tina Ramsey and the Tina Ramsey Show. I was a guest on her show about 3 months ago, and the response was outstanding. And she continued to support my brand, continued to support everything that I do as an actor, as a singer, and as an author. My book sales have skyrocketed since I did her show, so I just wanted to give a shout out and a huge thank you to Tina Ramsey. And remember to hit Amazon and type in this week and get the book by Mike Wells that will inspire you, that will encourage you to have the best weeks of your life. Tina Ramsey, you're the truth.
And just like that, we are back. And I come along with a friend, an expert to help you get your business together. The amazing, the epic Jarvis Judah. Welcome back to the show. All right. You just dropped so many gems in the first 10 minutes of the show. I'm like, whoa, okay. So let me get myself together. I hope you guys are writing notes. And if you're not, get your pen and paper because you're in class tonight. All right. So you dropped the gems on the top two most important things that as a business owner, we need to make sure that we have together, which is the marketing and the sales. And you're not speaking of word of mouth. You need to get out of your radius of your city, state, or town. Okay. But when we talking about business or speaking about it, and we hear the word entrepreneurship thrown around so casually. So I'm curious to know, what is your definition, or what do you define entrepreneurship as?
I like to go back to, I like to go back to like the whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the four quadrants. When he breaks it down or whatever. So you have two types of entrepreneurs. And so you have one type of entrepreneur that's self-employed, where basically the business does not run without them. So that type of entrepreneur, until they get their systems in place, they're still based on the employee, but an employee of themselves. So like when you look at someone like Truett Cathy with Chick-fil-A, he's dead and gone, but his company still runs on because it could run independently of him. When you look at Apple with Steve Jobs is dead and gone, but Apple still exists. It's still going on. Sam Walton, he's dead and gone. Walmart is still going because those people had took themselves from being self-employed, which they all were at one point, to becoming a true entrepreneur, true business owner. And at that point, your systems take over because everything the issue that many beginning entrepreneurs have is they're unable to get the things in their head onto a piece of paper and have standard operating procedures that anybody can follow. If you know how to bake a cake and you write the recipe down, pretty much anyone can cook that cake. The issue is they never write the recipe down. So if you have a recipe for sales, if you have a recipe for customer service, if you have a recipe for hiring, you have a recipe for marketing, if you have a recipe for anything in your business, you need to be able to make videos and training manuals and different things like that. That way, when you hire a salesperson, they know how to sell just like you. And don't never expect them to be 100% of what you are. They need to be at least 80% of what you are. That's good enough. Because if you can sell 10 things in one day and they can sell 8, well, guess what? You hire 2 of them, they can sell 16. They're outselling you, but they're doing it as a unit. And so at the end of the day, like, yes, you may be the best at everything in your business, which is a bad thing, by the way. If you're the best at everything, that means 1, you need to hire better people. And then 2, you probably can't afford to hire better people, which means your business is flawed, which you got to increase that. And so like with entrepreneurship, you have the 2 types. The people that just work for themselves and their base is still a job. And if they were to pass away, they have nothing to leave to their kids for real, because they were the business and they're not here no more. And then you have the business owner who have taken everything they have in them and made it where anybody can duplicate it. And that's why the business can live on even after they're gone.
Wow, that's powerful. So you guys, you know how I do. I bring you back to it. So literally, it's 2 types of entrepreneurs. And the first one is the self-employed, which everyone starts off in entrepreneurship as the self-employed. But the key is you want to transition from self-employed to having your systems, getting everything out of your head onto the paper and getting these systems, so that is the real true entrepreneurship that will actually outlive your life, because now you can duplicate yourself. And as long as you keep finding people who can do what you put into place, and you don't have to reiterate it because you have the systems and the manuals and the videos and all laid out. So no matter if you're there or not, the business is still operating, which instills a true legacy for your children and for your children's children, because now you made yourself endless. Yeah. Wow. I have never heard entrepreneurship broken down in that way. I have heard different people speak on entrepreneurship, but they made it complicated. But the way that you did it, you really simplified the whole entrepreneurship process. And even a person who is not an entrepreneur can understand the analogies of what that is and what that isn't, and find out if they're in that category of self-employed and what they need to do in order to get this out of their head onto paper, into systems. And that's where that good old automation come into place.
Yeah, automations are good.
Well, you can literally walk away from your business and that thing is on autopilot. You can go somewhere on Bermuda and the business is still running without you. So you actually talked about a little bit about those are some of the things that actually hold an entrepreneur down from success. So with your business academy, how do you educate entrepreneurs on the steps of how they can get this out of their head, or at least push them in the right direction so that they can move from being self-employed, doing everything themselves, to having systems in place and building that lasting legacy?
So with Business Course Academy, the biggest thing is allowing them to copy your system. So we have a trucking program right now, and shout out to some of my trucking students out there. They've been getting funding. They all happy. They be DMing me. I just got $90,000. They be crunk. But but the biggest thing is like being able to let go is the biggest thing. Everybody want to hold on to things as if it's their baby. And a business is not your baby. A business is a business. It's its own entity. Let it do its own thing. Let it grow. And so when you try to hold on to like a baby, it's always going to stay a baby. It's never going to grow, you know? And so being willing to let go of control is the number one thing, being able to let go of control. But before you even get to that point, you got to make enough money to hire somebody to get a control too. And a lot of people say they have bad experiences when it comes to hiring people and bringing them on to their businesses. And the fact is that they tried to hire people for free.
Yeah, facts. That's
like
fact.
you get what you pay for. So if you pay for nothing, you're gonna get nothing, right? If you pay little, you're gonna get little, right? And so that's why the CEO of Coca-Cola, I think he made 50 million last year or something like that. So like it's a $1 billion business though, so they don't mind paying him 50 million, right? For him to do his labor. And so a lot of big CEOs make a lot of money and everything like that. Even when you start looking at teachers at Harvard versus a teacher, at the local tech school, right? Like it's a difference in pay. And so because they get paid more, they're expected to do more. And so like you want to get in a position where you can hire people with experiences. Like trying to find someone, and when you first start out, you be sometimes forced to do it, but like trying to find someone with experience, right? You go on Indeed, you go on whatever site. Sometimes I be stealing folks from other folks' companies, to be honest. Like I be going there, like, oh man, she got some good customer service. You like working here? Like, and like they deserve you, right? But you find people that have the talent you need. But oftentimes, if they're talented in the way that you need them to be talented, if they're better than you at that particular thing, a lot of times it's gonna come with a cost. And so you got to get to a point where you can make enough money in your business where you can hire the talent in order to increase your revenue. And the more you increase your revenue, the better talent you can afford.
That's powerful. We give a shout out to our virtual studio audience. We got she in the building. She said, preach, Judah. All right. So listen, you guys, you have to let go. And true, with anything that we're doing, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, life is part of experiences, is parts of ups and downs, and you have to learn to let some of this thing go so that you can grow to the next level. By you holding on to bad experiences, not allowing you the opportunity to grow and to expand and to outsource yourself from your business. And ultimately, that's what you want to do. You didn't become an entrepreneur to work forever. You became an entrepreneur to live the life of your dreams. And in order to do that, you have to let go and teach people your blueprint so that they can do it for you. And you have to pay them properly.
Yeah.
You have to pay them properly. So that was like, wow. We have our virtual studio audience in the building. D, she said, that's some good stuff. Yes, it is. So for those of you who are just tuning in right now, we have Jarvis Judah. He is a business coach, and he also helped businesses obtain funding. He also teaching us on what an entrepreneur is and what it isn't, and also giving us tangible things that we can do as business owners or those who are aspiring to become a business owner, what you need to do to lay your foundation solid, and some self-sabotaging things that we will normally do that hinder us from the growth and excelling beyond. Okay. So that was powerful in itself. So what I am going to do, T Swin in the building. He said facts. And by the way, FYI, everyone, if you heard the theme song when we first start our show, this is the musical artist and the producer behind the CTR Media Network song. So if you need a theme song or a jingle or whatever, you need to give him a call because he's absolutely amazing. That is the producer, okay, for the CTR. So thank you, and shout out. And go follow him on all social media platforms. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some more about business and entrepreneurship. And I'm so grateful that you're being so transparent and really giving us all of these gems. So make sure that you follow Judah, because this is not the only place that he shares these gems. You need to follow him online. So we'll be back in a moment after this commercial break. CTR Media Network has amazing opportunities to expand the visibility of business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, and podcasters on our platform. Would you like to be interviewed on any of our podcasting shows where we're booking right now? So go to ctrmedianetwork.com. Would you like to have an ad in our upcoming Podcast Revolution magazine? Well, simply go to our website and place your ad today. We also have commercial placement opportunities. We would love to play your commercial during the airing of our CTR Media Network Live and the Tina Ramsey Show. We would love to partner with you. If you feel that your business is a right fit, contact us about our sponsorship opportunities. CTR Media Network has a variety of different opportunities to fit every budget. So reach out to us by going to ctrmedianetwork.com and book the appropriate ad for yourself today. And just like that, we are back, and he is just sharing so much amazing knowledge with us on today. I'm so grateful. But as we was in our commercial break, we had some more comments from our virtual studio audience chiming in. We have Miss Simmons. She said, wow, he's spitting. Yes, spitting knowledge. And we have She in the building. She said, if you have any questions, just put them in the comment chat. So this is all about us engaging and for you to be able to get some of the answers during this interview that you have been dying to ask. And then, of course, some things, you know, you have to get a consultation for, because we just can't be.
I mean, if I'm on the show and you ask, I'm going to give it to you. I ain't holding it back.
Y'all better like, follow, share, and ask these questions. So with all that being said, you already explained to us about entrepreneurship, about how we need to outsource ourselves, basically duplicate ourselves multiple times in order to have the true definition of entrepreneurship. And you are a business coach. So we've been talking about all these different things, but the fact of the matter is, he has dedicated his life to helping business owners scale up. I mean, a minimum of 6 figures and up, okay? And so, Judah, just so we can put some respect on your name, just in case people rolling up on this show and don't know who you are, how many people have you coached?
Oh, shoot. I don't know at this point, to be 100% honest with you. I started out coaching when I was about 18 years old. Mm-hmm. People might not know Atlanta, but 107.9 and V103 are the major Radio 1 radio stations in Atlanta. That's the big radio station. And so I bumped into a manager of one of the artists one day, and he saw me. I owned the restaurant at the time, and he really liked what I was doing. I was promoting music and really putting together shows, fashion shows, and different things like that. And he started having me like promote for the different artists and stuff at the radio station. And it was fun. I wasn't charging. I was just doing it. Then next thing you know, we put together a college that's in Atlanta. And so we put together the college, and I just started doing more and more things like that, helping people build music studios, helping people build, restaurants, all different types of companies. And I had been doing it for so long. And so one day I joined the military, and I was just got to my duty station. I was new. It was like the first week. I locked my keys in the car, and the guy who unlocked my car ended up, he wanted to help starting a trucking business. And I didn't know nothing about trucking, but I knew business. And so I was like, yeah, I can help you do that. So I showed him how to build his credit. I showed him how to structure his company and everything the right way. Helped to put together a business strategy for him, and I also went and got him business funding. So he can fund his business. So he was able to start a company with no money out of his own pocket. And he was able to do 6 figures his first year. And he went on to make 7 and, grew from there. But like I if I had to guess, I'll say I've at least mentored at least about 300, 400 entrepreneurs. It's just, I don't even keep count no more.
Wow, that's amazing. And the fact that you're teaching them how to build it from the ground up. And one thing that stood out in my mind, what I heard you say, but you just said it so nonchalant because you don't even think about it like that. Literally, you giving people, business owners, the power to be able to fund their business without their own money. That statement, that sentence alone is life-changing, because most of us, when we start our business, we automatically put in our capital. We put our capital in. So the fact that you are not only helping business owners, but you're teaching them how to not use their money, use somebody else's money. That puts you in a different category from the jump, because you changed the mindset, and you took away the self-limiting beliefs, and you're showing them and you're showing us there is another way, a better way. You don't have to struggle starting your business. There are things out there that can actually help you. So I know that anybody that goes towards your coaching, they're actually being able to live their dreams out more quicker because they don't have to worry about the capital because they have it.
It is kind of fast. It's convenient. But the most important thing, more so than the capital, is the system. It's way more important. If you were to give a 13-year-old child $250,000, they're gonna blow it. And it's gonna blow it quickly. It's gonna go so fast. You know, and they're gonna have fun with that $250,000, but they're gonna definitely blow it. What people fail to realize is, in business, when you're first getting started, you're basically a 13-year-old. You're probably more like a 6-year-old. You know, most people don't know the difference between, getting an LLC and being a sole proprietorship when they first starting out, switching over to an S corp, then switching over to a C corp. When is the right time? What tax advantages for what? And how much money do you need to net or whatever in order to switch to an S corp and it makes sense tax wise? Like, people don't know that, and this is a basic of business, right? This is elementary parts of business. And so, like, what happens a lot of times is if you get someone funding without the strategy, they're gonna blow the money. And the most important part of business is a strategy, because you can take someone who does not have any money, like, just say for instance you take Jeff Bezos, right? Billionaire. If you take all his money away from him right now and the connection, he can't call none of his friends, and you put, matter of fact, there's a show like that. We're not even gonna use Jeff Bezos, we're gonna use real people that's done it. They have a show called Undercover Billionaire, where they take billionaires or multimillionaires and they literally make them cut their hair off or do some crazy stuff, whatever, to make them look different. And they put them in the middle of nowhere where, most likely their audience is not there. And some of them are not popular anyway. Nobody knows them. And they become a millionaire again in like 90 days or 6 months, something like that. It's like 90 days, maybe 6 months. They literally go with $100 in their pocket with no connections. They can't call none of the old people, right? They got a brand new name, and they become a millionaire within like 3 months to 6 months.
Wow.
So it's not about the money. They start out with $100. And so the issue is, most people think that if they had the money, that they can build a business, right? And that's not the truth. The truth is, you don't have the money because you don't know how to build a business.
Exactly. And the key, I always try to pull those gems. The key, what you just said, which you never think about, because you hear people always saying funding, capital, money, whatever you want to call it, same thing, right? But the systems allow you to be able to keep it and build it and scale it. So you can get the $250,000, but if you don't have the skills, the education behind it, like one thing that you have brought up that I think that we're going to dig a little bit deeper in is the difference between an LLC, a sole proprietor, an S corp, and what's the net that they need to have in order to transition into an S corp, because we know there's tax advantages from being an S corp versus an LLC. So let's jump on what is but you can talk about the LLC and the sole proprietor. So just break down those two because they're similar. So let's talk about what's the difference between the LLC or the sole proprietor.
Okay. So LLC is considered by the government a disregarded entity. When you disregard something, right, it pay no attention to it, right? It don't, I disregard, it don't exist to me, right? So LLCs technically are not real business entities. A sole proprietorship is basically you. Like, that's you. You are the sole proprietor. You are the business. They're not separate. So if you go file for a sole proprietorship, you and the business are the same. When you file if you have a 9-to-5 and you have your business, all the funds are matched together. They're one. There's no separation. Now, when you get an LLC, because it's a disregarded entity, you're able to file taxes as pretty much anything you want. And they give you several options. You have a sole proprietorship, which is automatic. When you get an LLC and you don't have a business partner, you're automatically filing taxes as a sole proprietorship. You have to send in special paperwork to the IRS to ask them to allow you to file as something else, right? So you're basically a sole proprietor when you get your LLC. Most people don't realize you're filing as a sole proprietor. Now, It's good to do that up until about $70,000 a year profit, not gross. So if you make $200,000, but you're not profiting none of it, it's not time to switch. But if you start to profit 70 grand or more a year, that's the time to switch over to an S corp. And what an S corp is, it separates you from your business. So you're still an LLC, but you're filing as an S corporation. And so what that does is you're able to pay yourself a salary, right? And you're taxed like a regular employee on that salary. You can have health benefits, Social Security, everything coming out of it just like a regular employee because you're working for your business. Mm-hmm. Now your business, whatever it has, is taxed separately from you. So for instance, if you want to reinvest all of your money back into your business so it continue to grow, you can do that. But you still might want to buy a house for your family. So you got to show that you're making some money. So now that you're an employee, they love employees at the bank, right? So now that you're an employee, all of what you got going on is profit, it's taxable income. And so you say, hey, how much do I need to buy this $250,000 house, right? You go to ask the bank, oh, well, we want to see you making $55,000 a year. Okay, great. Pay yourself $55,000 a year from your business. And then the rest, all the money you make, you can keep on reinvesting that back into the company so it can continue to grow like you want it to.
And that's for the S corp. Yes. And what he just said with the LLC, like if you already have an LLC, that means you're a sole proprietor anyway. But once you make $70,000, not gross, net, mean profit, then you can switch on over to an S corp because it has different benefits when you can start paying yourself. You become an employee, you can take out taxes, insurance, and all of that. And that will enable you to be able to purchase that additional buying power. If you want to purchase a house, hey, they love employees, like he said. Like I made $50,000 a year. Oh, let's go ahead and give you this loan. So this is the way, the strategic strategy way that he teach his students how to build a business, a real business, okay, not a hobby. A real business that is sustainable. Okay, so we already broke down the LLC and the sole proprietor. Now we're going to talk about S corp. You just said that we need at least 70,000 profit in your pocket before you would advise people to switch over to an S corp. So what benefits is there for an S corp versus LLC?
The biggest thing is you pay less in taxes. That's the biggest thing. There's more of a corporate veil. So you're able to break yourself away from the business. So it just gives you more separation. That's another big benefit. But the biggest thing is, like, you save a lot of money in taxes. Like when you start making enough money for it to make sense to get an S corp or switch to an S corp, at that point, like, you're just giving away money to Uncle Sam or whatever. And so if you can legally not give him all your money, then do that, and the sole proprietor, because with a company, there's certain things that you want to do with your business to make it grow, but it affects you personally if the only income you got is coming from your business. And so, like, when you're staying as a sole proprietorship, when you get your LLC, after a while, like when you want to buy a house, they're gonna be like, well, it shows that you didn't make a profit, right? And you're gonna keep doing that, but you're really just reinvesting all the money back into the business. You could profit if you didn't spend this money on marketing, or if you just buy a new company truck or a car or a building, whatever it is. You could profit if you wanted to, but it will stagnate your growth. And so what you do is you just take the portion of income that you need to live on and pay yourself as an employee, and it allows you to still be able to do the normal things that a person want to do, like get a car, finance a property, or do whatever it is, and it's fine. You have your own personal income, and then if you want to keep on like reinvesting the company, showing no profit, so it continue to grow, you're able to do that.
Awesome, that's powerful. So I have a question. I just got a text message that actually asks this question. You guys, y'all can type it in the chat. Y'all don't have to text. We live. Okay, but they actually asked the question. So can a person with an LLC pay themselves like an S corp?
Yes. So you can pay yourself with your so when you get an LLC, again, it's just different ways you file taxes, right? So you're automatically a sole proprietorship when you first get your LLC and you get your EIN number. You're automatically considered a sole proprietor unless you ask to be otherwise. You also can be a partnership if you have a partner, obviously, right? You can be an S corp, or you can file as a C corp. So those are the 4 that you get a chance to choose from. And so yes, you can pay yourself. Speak with your tax accountant. But yes, you can pay yourself and everything like that. It's very wise to pay yourself and be able to keep those things separate. You definitely want to have a business account and a personal account. And so whatever you want to pay yourself salary wise, you can just throw that over there to your personal.
Okay, you guys, listen. When he say business account, he ain't talking about a personal account that you decide to use for business. He talking about a real business account, which means that you have to go to your bank and give them proof that you are an entity. They want to see your articles or declaration or whatever it is. That you got to put ID, because sometimes you guys get some bad information. So he's not talking about you taking a personal saying, well, this is for business. No. It has to be a business account. We have someone in our virtual studio and says, great. Oh, Ellie says, great information. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. So you can pay yourself with an LLC, but you want to make sure that he advised you to get the information from your tax advisor, okay, to how to structure and how to do it. Of course, once you start getting over that threshold of $70,000 profit or more, it will be wise, even though we're not tax advisors and all that, but it will be wise for you to go over to an S corp because of the tax advantages that an S corp provide versus an LLC. Basically, you're going to be able to keep more money in your pocket, you know, so, and you'll be able to do more things, less taxes, more things you can do with the capital. Or the funds that you're actually getting in. So all of that was incredibly powerful in the lease. And I heard you say S corp, which I know, C corp.
So C corp, they need to wait until they making money first, and then they just get a team to help them with that. It is way more complicated. And if you're not making the $70,000 your profit, you're probably not ready for a C corp.
Well, you heard it here first. So don't even think about the C. Don't think about the C if you don't have the S.
Make a little money first.
So welcome. Okay. All of that is incredible when you think about the steps. So it's like a ladder. So when you broke this down, the LLC and the sole proprietor, that's like the first level, the first step. And then once you get to that next threshold, you step on the next level, that is the S corp. And once you get to that threshold, then you do the C corp. But listen, you guys, you can't go to the S corp and the C corp and you being a solo doing everything yourself. You the CEO, you the code. This is when you have to make sure you have these systems in place, this automation, that structure with that business coaching. Because listen, don't go in there blind, because you're dealing with taxes and all of that, and you want to make sure you have that right with qualified individuals. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment with Judah. I know, you guys, this has been a lot of great information. I know all you're going to be watching the replay on this one right here, this because he really giving you, you're getting a taste of what it is to be one of his students for his coaching camp. So if he's giving you all of this information like this right now, imagine how it is to be in his academy. That's food for thought for you to think about while we take this commercial break. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome to the Homeschooling Magazine, a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today by going to issues.com for digital and printed form on Amazon.com. The Homeschooling Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy today. And just like that, we are back with the amazing business coach, Jarvis Judah. He's been like really pouring into you tonight. You can really see that he lives what he says, where he made the decision to dedicate his life to helping business owners truly build lasting legacies for their families by having the structure in place that can outlive your life and my life. All right. And so, with all that being said, that is ultimately what all of us want. If you ever start to become an entrepreneur or you have a desire, you want this to be able to carry on for hundreds and hundreds of years. But in order for you to do that, you have to have, like he said, proper mentorship. You have to have the systems in place. And you need to make sure you're in the room with the right people that can help you as you scale up. They need to know more than you. And we have to learn to let go. We have to learn to let go. This is not a baby. This is the business. We got to learn to let go and teach people so that we can duplicate ourselves, so we can take ourselves out of the scenario. So that is just a recap of just some of what we actually went through on this particular episode. So right now, what we're going to talk about is how we can actually build a team. Many people saying, well, how can I build a team? But before we do that, I need to read. We have so many comments coming in from our virtual studio audience, and I want to give you guys some love because I appreciate you tuning in live and actually engaging with us. So we have Ellie. She says she in Chuck E. Cheese listening, wishing, and watching at Chuck E. Cheese. So I want to tell you, I know how noisy Chuck E. Cheese is. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. She said she got her notebook in Chuck E. Cheese. So that is a mama on a journey, okay? She is on a mission. She spending time with her children, and she getting her knowledge in at the same time. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for tuning in. We also have Multifarious Studios. He actually asked a question: what legacy do you want to leave the world, Judah?
So for me, I just want to give people that look like me a chance in the future. Other people are figuring out ways to build civilizations on Mars in the next 20 years, and we can't even figure out how to be civilized on Earth. Oof. And so, I feel like education is one of the key things that can help us change as a people. I think we're very talented, but we have little ownership in the things that we're talented at. So how much land do we own? When you go grocery shopping, who owns the grocery store? Mm-hmm. When you go buy your hair, who made the products that you're putting in your hair? Or the bottles that those products go in, food that you eat, and so like as a people, we own very little in this world. And it's not because we don't have the finances. African Americans are the 10th richest nation in the whole world, like of people. So if you just took only African Americans, add up all the money they make, and take any nation in the world with the 10th richest.
Wow.
But yet we don't have anything in our own community. We don't have our own, civilization set up. We don't have, grocery stores. Name one grocery store that's on the size of Publix, Walmart, Whole Foods, any Kroger's that we own. True. So I want to help build better businesses for our people so that they can, build something, build our own Wall Streets and different things like that back up. So that we can have a fighting chance, so that we can, have our own cars. You can go buy Toyota, Ford, all these other cars, Chevy. Where's the African American car at? We can't even drive our own vehicles. Even when you make a shirt, your logo may be on it, but who actually made the cotton, the shirt? Like,
wow, that's like Multifarious said, that's facts. And so right now, this is not just about business. We tapping into life. We tapping into mindset development. We tap into self-limiting beliefs. We tapping into helping your talent, your skill work for you and surpass your life, and thinking outside of yourself, outside the box. Why don't we have this? Okay. And thinking about how can we obtain it as a people. From our virtual studio audience, Nicole, said he really broke it down. Yes, he did. Kelly actually said, let's see, Kelly said, got it. Okay, so remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. So we need to really, because we put more money, African Americans, people, melanated individuals, we put more money in the economy. I mean, at a minimum, 1 trillion, not million, not billion, trillion each year. That's why everybody markets to us, because we have developed the mentality as a whole to be the consumers and not the producers. And it's not because we don't have the skill, it's because it's a disconnect. And so individuals like Judah and other individuals that come together to try to teach us how to be able to do this, so that we can start keeping more of the income within our communities, and then it can start outsourcing and doing stuff with other people. We don't have that. As soon as we get the money in our hand, it's going out. And so this is going to take some work. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some leaders and people that's coming forward. And you need to get yourself in his mentorship. You need to get yourself in his classes, because he can actually help us with this, along with other people that are actually doing this. So this is something that will make you kickstart all of you to start thinking differently. All of us, and that includes me too. I'm not exempt. So including all of us to think differently and know that we can. We can. Okay, we can do it. So in regards to building a business, how do you feel? How can I say this? Can you give us maybe a couple tips on how we can build a team?
So when it comes to building a team, you don't want to just hire people just to hire people.
Mm-hmm.
You hire people in positions that you need the most at that time. So I'll give you an example. When you first start your business, let's just say you're, I don't know, making $5,000-6,000 a month, maybe, so you're still struggling. You still probably got to have a job, because though you make $5,000-6,000 a month in your business, you got to spend it on business expenses, a lot of it. So not, really profiting a lot. And so, so your business is still almost like a side hustle at that point. So what you have to start doing is trading, your money for other people's time. So you ask yourself, okay, what are some things that I need to get done, even though I got to clock in still right now? I can't be physically at my business doing these things. So, sales is an important part of your business. So somebody could be selling while you're at work. They'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
Because things that increase your revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing would be a very important hire. So I would say probably two of your first 3 hires would be marketing and sales. Somebody that can market your company, somebody that can help you increase your sales. And if they're not doing a good job, then fire them quick. You need to be slow to hire and quick to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's the same thing in relationships too. You get with a guy, he ain't no good. You need to figure that out quick. Like, be slow to get him your digits, slow to be able to do anything with him, and quick to get rid of him. Like, look for them red flags quick. You see a red flag, bye. Like, the red flags can be showing up on the first date. The first 2 people talking, like, get rid of them quick while you still, before you fall in love. But the same with the business. Before you start like getting attached to the people that working for you, if they're not producing, hey, y'all on the internship. That's why interns are for. You're on internship. You're on a trial basis. And another thing, speaking of interns, you can go to your local colleges. You have your LLC, different things like that. Maybe you can't afford employees right now. Go to the local college, get them an internship. They're going to get a grade for working for you. So you can get somebody to work for you part-time, 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week. And if you got a fun job, they probably going to actually like doing it, right? And so, you you need some marketing, go to the local college and find a marketing major, right? And now they're coming to you instead of going to class, and they're able to work and apply their marketing skills. Go and find a business major to be your salesperson. And now they're working for you. And then you tell them, hey, this could turn into a job. You're good at it. I'm gonna give you a percentage of commissions, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so, so they're getting the grade and working for you, and you're able to get free labor out of that. And so, you can go start out building your workforce with paid interns. I still like to give them a little something, but you ain't got to do much. It's an internship. And but the biggest thing is, like, as you start to build your business, start thinking about the things that you hate doing the most. Because it's draining your energy, right?
Yes.
So like, ask yourself, be like, man, what's the things like if I would just have so much more mental clarity if I wasn't doing this particular thing right here. Like there'll be another hire. Take somebody to take that thing out. It might be responding to emails. It may be posting on social media. It be anything. You know that thing for you is just like, oh my God, it just drags your day. And if you can get rid of that thing, now you got you're more uplifted. Your spirit is higher. And like give your team KPIs. I don't know if I have it right here at my desk, but if I do, I should to you. If not, I'll tell you about it. Yeah, I don't see them right here on my desk. So what KPIs are key performance indicators. So whenever I hire someone, one, I put them through three interviews. Before they get they go to 2 interviews before they get to meet at all. But so you pick out the weeds. But when they finally get hired and I finally bring them on, they're on a probationary period. They're on probation. They can get fired any day. All right. And so I give them key performance indicators. These are the things that I want you to accomplish. Right. So say if it's sales, I need you to close at a 70% close rate. And I can tell them that because I personally close at 88%. If I'm on a phone call with you, you got an 88% chance of buying something from me today. You better buy that, right? And so I don't ask my people to do 88%. I ask them to do 70, right? And so, and I'm like, hey, because I get on the phone and I close some of the deals they couldn't close. So I'm like, and I don't want to be better at my team. I want somebody to be closing at 95% and just put me to shame. I ain't been able to find it. Sometimes you're better at selling your own stuff because people know you. But I give them key performance indicators so they know what to expect. You can't expect people to read your mind. So they know if they ain't closing at this rate, or they're not posting this many times on social media, or the social media is not getting this many likes or shares or DMs or whatever your things that you want. They should know exactly what they're trying to accomplish. How many customers they got to speak to, how many flyers they got to hand out, whatever your business do, how many shirts they got to sew and stitch together, because they're not going to know how can I determine my success or failure, And so as long as you got those KPIs in order, as long as they're doing a good job, and they do above that. So I have exceptional, meaning that they do above and beyond. I have like the minimum, and then anything below you're a danger getting fired.
Well, listen, you guys, he just broke down how to structure your team. And again, it went right on back to the structure, writing things out, getting it out of your head and writing it down so individuals know what's required of them and what you expect. You can't expect anyone to read your mind. You need to have these KPIs in place so that they can have something tangible they can pull from, and also you, because at the end of the day, no matter what kind of business you're in, you need the data, you need the analytics, you need something tangible, because if you're getting sponsorships, you're getting brand partnerships, or whatever the case may be, affiliation with other businesses, that's important. That's important. Okay. Like I tell my people, data equals dollars, point blank, because people want to know what they're getting. And then when it goes further than that, you want to know what's expected of you, so it won't be a breakdown of communication. And so that's part of that communication that needs to be had. We have some comments from the virtual studio audience. She said, we love Coach Judah. And Connie Green, Dr. Connie said, hello, Dr. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. And so that was powerful in itself, and why it's important. And it went all the way back to the sales and marketing. He also just dropped it down just in case you missed it. I'm going to reiterate for those of you who need a team, but right now you may not be able to afford a team. You can also reach out to local colleges, because if you are a legal entity, LLC, we ain't talking about you saying you a business and selling stuff out your trunk of your car. Now, I ain't shading y'all, but we talking about legal stuff. So when you go to the college, you'll be able to get interns in marketing, whatever it is that you're looking for. You look in that particular major to find that person, because they can actually get credit for working for you, and it can be free, or in most cases, if somebody giving you something, you can give the college student a little bit of money, because they They need to buy their little ramen noodles, their little snacks and stuff like that. So you don't want to just not get it, especially if they performing good. You want to show them that you appreciate them, even though you get them for free, but you want to show them how much you appreciate them. And they could eventually work for you according to their performance or whatever you decide to do. So it would be remiss if I did not bring this up. So for those of you who are for individuals or entrepreneurs that's interested in funding, and what is the basic credit score that a person needs to have in order to obtain funding?
A 680 credit score or higher, and they want to have a decent credit profile, meaning they ain't got no back child support, that they ain't paid in 15 years, and they ain't got no foreclosure, anything like that crazy going on the credit profile. So 680 and a good profile.
Okay. So for those of you who are looking for that, you need to have a minimum of 680, and you don't need to have all that other stuff on your report. Okay. But say, for example, some people do have a foreclosure, or they have, some of that things. Is there something that you can do in order to help them clean it up, and then they can apply?
And then I can do, because I don't clean credit. But there are credit repair companies out there. 25 credit repair is good. Credit is spelled with a K. They're real. They're awesome. 25 credit repair. They're based out of Texas. There's another one, a CTR Financial. I'm actually in I'm not meeting with them, but they're going to the same conference I'm going to tomorrow, and everything like that. So I seen them on there. They're real good. So if you look up like Lex, the CEO, LEX, the CEO on Instagram, or 25 Credit Repair on Instagram, and then one of my favorite guys is Pardon My Truth. Like, just pardon me, pardon my truth. Those companies right there, they do great credit repair and everything like that, and they got different price ranges.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that and giving some recommendations, so you guys have a little homework to go figure out which one you want to do after you do your own due diligence after you read reviews and all that, and you decide which company you want to go with. Multifarious said fire information. Also, I want to know this. You have been coaching and helping business owners obtain funding, and also, just like you said, building a strategy behind it so that they can truly be an entrepreneur. Okay. So how many millionaires have you made? Or
I would say made. I created sales, but I worked with. I said like that. Okay. I've worked with about 4 at this point. Or whatever. I won't say made. Or
I can say assist or help.
I assisted. About 4 at this point. And different things like that. For the longest, I only worked with people who are already wealthy, and I helped them get more wealthy. And I felt unfulfilled, I said like that, doing that. And so just like right before the pandemic, one of my employees was like, Judah, you be giving so much game. You go to the college, you mentor students, and nobody ever gets to see this stuff. And like literally one of my employees that I help her build it. She built a 6-figure business while working for me, right? Wow. Yeah, so she was like, you need this, people need to see this. And I was like, well, what, how, what you want me to do? She was like, you need to get on social media. I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. But she said she wanted me to try it. So I tried out Facebook first. It was cool. But on the personal page, they stop your growth at like 5,000. So 5,000 so fast. And then, but I was trying to learn how to do it on the business page, and it was all weird. And I was like, I don't like that. And so I got on YouTube or whatever, and just trying to learn the algorithm and the quality that you got to put out as far as production. It took a lot of work or whatever, and it's a long-term thing. So then I tried Instagram, and Instagram just shot up instantly. I was like, okay, this might be the one I might ride with for a little while. Now I circle back, on the other one. And so, like, a lot of people have been like really, really growing. I mentor right now. I don't know, maybe about 7 or 8 millionaires, or whatever. And they're young millionaires too, which I like 32 and below. And so I'm constantly working with them, helping them scale up, and hopefully I get some people that go from 7 figures to 8.
Wow, you will. So the question probably in everybody's head, so do he work with ones who not millionaires, or can he help someone scale up to 6 figures if they put in the work?
Yes. But because of what happened with IG growing so fast, I learned that I tried to mentor everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work out because I couldn't hold anyone accountable the right way.
Yeah.
So the system that I put in place now, I'm basically duplicating myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick different industries,
Mm-hmm.
and I find at least a minimum 6 figures, but I look for at least 7 figures, but at a minimum 6 figures. I would much prefer 7-figure entrepreneur. But basically I start working with them and I get to know them. It's all about the spirit first for me, and then the income second. And so basically I work with different entrepreneurs in different realms. We're talking about Airbnb, flipping homes, because I've been doing business development for so long. So car dealerships, trucking companies, like just all kind of stuff, right? And credit repair companies. And now what I'm doing, I'm helping them put together coaching programs under the Business Course Academy umbrella. And so now they're able to mentor you on that specific thing. Because when I did general mentorship, students didn't get as much out of it because like they all needed my individual time or individual strategy for their type of business. And so you got 50 different businesses in this 1 hour session. Like everybody don't get everything they need, right? And so, but when it's just like all about trucking or all about Airbnb or all about all the questions apply, to everyone at that point. So that's what I'm doing now. So right now, for those who want to start a trucking business and you need the funding to do it, we do have a program for that. Early next year, I'm going to be opening up an Airbnb a course. And also I'm working with a clothing brand right now. They did 4 million last year, and it's about a clothing brand is about to get launched. So all of them are going to be paired with funding. So we get you up to $250,000 to start those types of businesses. And as the years go by, the months go by, I say we'll be bringing out different types of businesses. So right now we got trucking. Early next year we'll have a clothing brand, and also Airbnb will be released in 2023.
All right. Wow, that's amazing. So right now, basically, you're niching down to make sure that you give them that customized help. Because although you blew up really quickly on IG, and for those of you who are curious about what his IG is, his IG is Business Course Academy. Look him up. He always be sharing so many different gems. Make sure to look him up. But you noticed that you needed to niche it down so that you can give them that custom care, I would say, so that they can be more successful, more quicker than just giving generalized information. So I get that. So we appreciate everything that you're doing. Do you have any courses or anything that you want people to know about? Where do you want people to tune in to get in contact with you and what you offer?
I mean, if you guys, so I do mentor in the DM. So if you just shoot me a DM, even if it's not about a particular program that we have going on, you can just DM me on Instagram at Business Course Academy. Even though I have people that run my page for me, when they see a question, they just hit me. Oh, hey, Judy, somebody's here, got a question about whatever. And I try to, take out my time to make sure I mentor people for free in the DMs. So you can DM me about any type of business thing you got going on. I like the vocal ones better because I could just like record and you can get more information. Like it's quicker than like the long text messages.
I know that's right.
So just hit me on IG at Business Course Academy. And then as far as the program right now that I'm pushing the most is the truck funding program, where we basically get you up to $250,000. Show you how to get your authority, show you how to get your first truck if you don't have one already. And our students, they usually do about $30,000 to $40,000 within like 3 months of working with us.
Oh wow, that's powerful.
$30,000 to $40,000 a month within 3 months of working with us.
Wow.
Yeah, they grow real fast.
That is powerful. So right now, if you have a desire or you to be a trucker or in the transportation industry, or if you are not just in that industry alone, give contact him. His IG is Business Course Academy. Now, if you can just give him a voice clip, like he said, because listen, them long drawn out messages, let me tell you something, after about paragraph 2, our mind tap out. So listen, give a voice clip and give some, this is another way in which Judah is actually pouring into all of you, all of us. So make sure to stay in the know and make sure to follow him, because he shows up on IG and be sharing so many amazing opportunities, not only what he's doing, but also other people that he's connected with for different events and different things that you need to be in the room for. So that's actually how I saw him on IG. So make sure you guys make sure you hit that follow button so you'd be notified every time he go live, and you won't miss these live coaching. This is coaching. This is academy course right here. So you guys need to rewatch this, listen to it many times, get that notebook out, and then implement. Don't just be a person that hear this information and let it go on and like you put it on the bookshelf and let it get dusty. No, this is the time when you listen to this information and then you start working on it step by step, bite-sized pieces. And then you come back and listen to it again. And then you work on another thing. You implement and execute. Okay. Many times we in the room and we hear all this amazing information. We're moved in the moment. We're emotional. We're excited because finally we're hearing what we've been needing to hear. But then we don't implement and then we don't execute. I need you to execute this. Okay. I need you to start executing because we can and we will. All right. This is your moment. So Judah, thank you so much for copping on and visiting the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast. And most importantly, thank you so much for sharing so much valuable information with our audience in regards to what entrepreneurship is, what it isn't, why mentorship is important, funding, and so much more. You really gave us, I would say, accelerated, an accelerated course tonight that really poured life into so many people. I mean, you poured it into me by just listening, and also I know other people are really going to this is going to be that history making episode because it's just that powerful. Okay, and Connie Green, she said, "Thanks for sharing. Great show. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, you're gonna see some more of Jarvis Judah. You're gonna see some more of him. So make sure that you tap on in to everything that he's doing. Again, for those of you who may be listening in, which I know you're gonna be listening in, I need you to go to IG Business Course Academy. That is Business Course Academy. It's spelled the exact same way that it sounds. No different spelling. He kept it straight. He kept it straight. So it's Business Course Academy on IG. Make sure to hit that follow button so you can be notified. And also, she in the building. She said, for She Trucker said, great show. Thank you. And Connie said, welcome. So again, thank you for teaching us in this short period of time so much about business and changing our mindset. And again, if you think of anything else that you would like to say, you can say it now. But if not, we can just officially say this is a wrap for the Tina Ramsey Show.
Thank you all for having me on. I enjoyed myself. It was a breath of fresh air. It was good. I liked it. And the part about you saying implement, that's the key. Most people ask about motivation. How do you motivate yourself to do business? And the truth is, I don't. Like some days I'm motivated, some days I'm not. Like, I try different things, to meditate, read a book, listen to some music, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like if I don't feel like doing it, I just do it. And if I feel like doing it, I do it. So, like at the end of the day, some progress is better than no progress. Exactly. So it really, people got to stop only doing things when they're motivated to do it. Just discipline yourself. You don't be motivated to go to that 9 to 5 every day.
No.
And you do your work. You know, and you drive in that traffic. You ain't motivated to get in that traffic, but you get in that traffic. You ain't motivated to listen to that supervisor tell you something that you already know, but you do it anyway, right? You ain't motivated to pay your bills on time, but you pay them, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, you don't need motivation to accomplish greatness. The only thing you need is the discipline to be able to, you know, accomplish a little bit more today than you did yesterday.
I love that, because everyone think you have to have a good day all the time. And truth be told, entrepreneurs, we don't have good days all the time. Some days you be like, man, I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to do this. But it's the passion, and we just keep moving. Even when, I know personally, when things get hard, when things start really getting hard for me as a business owner, I know that's the time I need to push the gas even harder. Because I know if I keep going, the breakthrough is coming, and I'm gonna attain that next level, that next step, or that escalator step gonna be pulling me right on up. But you gotta keep implementing. Even when it get hard, you gotta keep. That's the times you need to press the gas and don't stop. Okay, but most time, what people do when it get hard, they stop. They stop. Like, I can't take it no more. They've been beating me up. I just got to stop. No, that's the time you need to push the gas. So if you don't get anything else from this particular interview today, which I know you got a whole lot from this interview today, what I need you to do is make sure that you start sales and marketing. Figure out what it is that you absolutely do not like to do, and you find somebody else to do it for you. Make sure you know your numbers so that you can be able to realistically be able to pay people to do what you want to do, because you get what you pay for or what you don't. Mm-hmm. All right. And also make sure that you have the mentorship, and stop holding your business like it's a baby. It's a business. Mm-hmm. In order for you to scale up, you have to let go and let people in, and you need to take the information out of your brain, put it on pen to paper, make those systems in place so that you can start removing yourself from your business and live the life that you want to live when you first envision starting your business. Nobody don't want to work 100 years all the way to 70. You know, come on, even if you love doing it. So we got to start changing that mind. It's okay to teach people your blueprint that's going to actually help you excel to a greater levels. This is a time for us to affiliate, collaborate, and move, okay? And you can't do it by yourself. Because if you could, everybody would do it. I mean, we will all do it by ourselves if we could. You have to start thinking differently. So, Judah, thank you so much for sharing everything with us. You guys, make sure to tap in to the Business Course Academy on IG. Make sure, I know he said he's not really doing too much of the YouTube, but you can still go on over there and subscribe, you know. And so when he start doing something, you will see it. And also on Facebook, I just want you to stay tied into whatever it is that he's doing. On that note, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on, for commenting, for following, sharing, because the Tina Ramsey Show would not be this show without the support of all of you. I truly appreciate every single one of you who take the time to tune in and show love to our amazing featured guests. On that note, you guys, we have the CTR Media Network Podcasters Tour coming your way. They're going to officially take over the Tina Ramsey Show on tomorrow. You know, we normally do our show on Thursdays, but we're going to have a special episode this Friday at 7:30 p.m. EST. And for those of you who are just tuning in, this is the epic, the phenomenal Jarvis Judah, creating six-figure businesses and more. And I would just say changing that mindset in order for you to truly level up. And for those of you who are absolutely loving the information that you're receiving from the Tina Ramsey Show and thoroughly enjoying our featured guests that we bring before you, you can support the growth of our show by simply making a donation. It doesn't matter how much, big or small. We appreciate everything in order to support the growth of our show so we can continue bringing you the best of the best in order to help you grow. On that note, you guys, have a great, amazing rest of your night. And thank you for tuning in for the Tina Ramsey Show, because guess what? It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsey Show. See you tomorrow.
CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR Media Network. CTR, Media Network. CTR is who we are. The Media Network, that's the best by far, you know. CTR, Media Network. CTR, Media Network.